In ray optics, we first take the phenomena that is a reflection. Reflection is the phenomena in which light falls at the boundary of two media and get re-emitted in the same medium such that there is no change in the frequency. For example, if this is a boundary of the two media, then light incident at the boundary and get returned into the same media. And this phenomena is called the reflection. The surface is here plane, maybe it curved, again it also applicable for this curved surface. If incident ray is this and reflected ray is this. So this is the incident ray, this is reflected ray, this is incident ray, this is reflected ray. So we can say that the laws of reflection are valid at each point on the reflecting surface, whether it is a plane surface or a curved surface. Now we discuss the law of reflections. There are the two laws of reflection. First law is this IR means incident ray, N is the normal and RR is the reflecting ray. We can write here it is reflecting ray. This N refers normal and this IR refers incident ray. First law says that incident ray, normal and reflected ray are in same plane, or we can say they are coplanar. And second law says angle I equal to angle R. Angle I refer angle of incidence and angle R refers angle of reflection. Means if we take this is the surface and on this surface we draw a normal which is perpendicular to the plane and a ray incident on this boundary, this is the incident ray, and after striking it return back into the same media. This is the reflected ray. So as per the law of reflection, this incident ray, normal and reflected ray are in same plane. For example, in our case, the plane is the plane of this sheet. So these three lines lie in the sheet. Then angle of incidence is the angle between the incident ray and normal. This is the angle of incidence. Similarly, the angle between the reflected ray and normal, this is the angle of reflection. And as per the law of reflection, these two angles are equal. That means I equal to R. So, law of reflection are applicable for each reflecting surface at each point. For example, if we take a curved surface and there is a point, we draw a tangent on this point, then normal will be perpendicular to this tangent, and at this point a ray incident, this is the IR, and this vertical line is which is perpendicular to the tangent, it is normal, and after reflection it return into the same media. So this angle of incidence is I between the incident ray and normal, and similarly angle R is the angle of reflection, it is between the normal and the reflected ray. Here again incident ray, normal and reflected ray are coplanar. In our case, it is in the plane of this sheet. And second law says this angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. Next, we check the angle of deviation. Here, this is the surface and we have drawn a normal which is perpendicular to the surface and a ray incident on it. This is incident ray, and after reflection, it is the angle of incidence. It returns into the same media, that is the reflected ray, and this makes an angle R. And as per the law of reflection, angle I equal to angle R. This is given. Now we have to find how much angle is deviated between the incident ray and the reflected ray. For that, we further forward this incident ray and now check what is the angle between the extended line and the reflected ray. This is the angle of deviation delta. And if we check, this is the pi minus, and this angle is the pi minus the angle between incident ray and the reflected ray, and this is the I plus R. So we can write delta equal to pi minus I plus R, and because I equal to R, so further we can write it is pi minus 2I. So this is the angle of deviation between the incident ray and the reflected ray, which we have mentioned here. If we draw a graph between the delta and I, here if we check this equation, delta equal to pi minus 2I, this is the equation of a straight line. This straight line has the positive intercept on the y-axis at pi, because it is pi, and because here variable is I, so minus 2 is the slope, so slope is the negative, so its slope is minus 2, and it cuts at the I-axis, and at I-axis we see delta is 0. If we put the delta equal to 0, then I will be pi by 2. So this is the graph of the angle of deviation and the angle of incidence, which is a inclined line having the negative slope, whose x-intercept is pi by 2 and y-intercept is pi. Next we take delta for two special cases, that is angle of deviation for the normal incidence and for the grazing incidence. For normal incidence, if we check, the angle of incidence will be 0, and for grazing incidence, if we check, it will be having the angle of incidence of pi by 2. So if we put I equal to 0 in the expression of this delta, so we will get pi minus 2 into 0, that means it is pi. And if we put the angle of incidence pi by 2, then here 2i means 2 pi by 2, that is pi minus pi, it is 0, so it is 0. Now we see what is the meaning of normal incidence and what is the angle of incidence is 0. Similarly for grazing incidence. Here this is the boundary and this is the normal, which is perpendicular to the plane. Now for normal incidence, we mean the ray strikes perpendicular along the normal. So now angle between this incident ray and the normal is the 0 degree. And because angle of incidence equal to angle of R, so it will retrace its path in the same line. So angle of reflection is also 0. And because angle of incidence is 0, so angle of deviation will be pi. Similarly, if we take the grazing incidence, it means this is the plane and ray propagates grazing or touching it. So at this point, if we draw the normal, so angle of incidence will be pi by 2. And because angle of incidence is pi by 2, so angle of reflection will also same, so it is the pi by 2. That means for grazing incidence, if we check the deviation, it is 0. That means this ray move without any deviation.